The word inside Berea is that Stefanski was caught fabricating an injury, a complete fiction about Shadure Sanders' health before the Patriots game. He told the world the young quarterback had a mysterious back problem that appeared overnight. He fed it to the press. He told it to his players. But now, it's been confirmed by multiple insiders that it wasn't true. It was a story made up to keep Shedeur off the field, to protect Stefanski's ego, his chosen starter Dylan Gabriel, and the illusion that he still had control of his locker room. That's what ended his career in Cleveland. Not the losses, not the fans' frustration. The lie, the fallout was instant. Sources describe chaos behind closed doors, shouting matches, ultimatums, and a front office in meltdown. Jimmy Haslam, who's known for having one of the shortest fuses among NFL owners, had seen enough. He's fired coaches for less. But lying to his face about the status of his most valuable asset, a quarterback many believe is the future of the franchise, that crossed a line. What's happening in Cleveland right now isn't just another midseason shakeup. It's a full-scale purge, a reckoning years in the making. To understand how it came to this, you have to go back to that Patriots game, the one that will now be remembered as the end of the Stefanski era. It wasn't just another loss. It was humiliation. Dylan Gabriel looked lost, like a man drowning on national television. The offense couldn't move the ball. The play calling was flat-out embarrassing. Jerry Jeudy, their supposed star receiver, didn't get a single target until the fourth quarter. You could see it in the crowd, the disbelief, the anger, the confusion. How could a team this talented look so lifeless? And there on the sidelines stood Shadure Sanders, healthy, ready, pacing like a lion in a cage, watching as his team fell apart. The moment that sealed Stefanski's fate came not on the field, but in the press room afterward. His post-game conference was tense, awkward, and filled with the kind of empty cliches fans have come to expect. "We'll look at everything," he said, voice trembling. "We'll figure out a way to get this thing going." Everyone in that room knew what that really meant. Panic. Then came the question from veteran Browns insider Mary Kay Cabot. Why didn't Shedeur play? Why was he suddenly ruled out with a back injury that no one had seen coming? Stefanski gave his answer, that Shedeur came in Saturday complaining about stiffness, that he tried to warm up but couldn't go. It sounded flimsy then, but now it sounds like pure fiction. Because Shadure Sanders doesn't sit out for stiffness. This is the same kid who took 52 sacks at Colorado last year, 52, and never missed a game. The same kid who was hit harder and more often than any other quarterback in college football and still showed up every Saturday. He was raised by Deion Primetime Sanders, built for pressure, molded for pain, trained to lead. And suddenly this warrior of a quarterback can't suit up because of an overnight back issue? Please. It was never believable, and Jimmy Haslam knew it. His phone started ringing. Whispers from the locker room began circulating. Players were confused, even angry. One source said flatly, Shedeur wanted to play. It wasn't his decision. Those 5 words, "it wasn't his decision," are what detonated everything. Because if Shedeur was healthy and wanted to play, then who stopped him? The answer, as it turns out, was Kevin Stefanski himself. It was the final act of a desperate man trying to protect his own narrative. Stefanski was caught in a lose-lose situation. If Shedeur came in and played well, it would expose Gabriel and humiliate the coaching staff for keeping him benched. If Shedeur struggled, it would reflect poorly on their draft choices and development. So Stefanski did the one thing that would guarantee control. He took the decision out of everyone's hands. He faked an injury. He buried Shedeur. He chose deceit over competition. But the NFL isn't a place where lies stay buried for long. Mary Kay Cabot's report spread fast. The tightened-up overnight story, the elevation of Bailey Zappe to QB2, a move so absurd it made even casual fans raise an eyebrow. Zappe, a journeyman backup who couldn't hold a job in New England, was suddenly trusted over one of the most hyped prospects of the decade? It reeked of politics. It reeked of fear. Stefanski's inner circle, led by offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, had been clinging to their failing system for months. They knew Gabriel wasn't working out, but they were terrified of admitting it. They thought they could buy more time by hiding the truth. Instead, they signed their own death warrant. Jimmy Haslam has never been known for patience. He's a businessman first and a football fan second, a billionaire who demands results and has no tolerance for being lied to. Once it became clear Stefanski had played him, the decision was swift and brutal. Reports from inside the building describe a fiery meeting where Haslam confronted his head coach directly, demanding answers. The shouting could be heard through the walls. Within hours, Stefanski was gone. No farewell press conference, no polite statement, just termination. The Browns are now officially in crisis mode. The locker room, meanwhile, is a powder keg. Players like Myles Garrett, usually the model of professionalism, were visibly furious on the sidelines during that Patriots game. Garrett slammed his helmet into the ground in frustration, and insiders say it wasn't just about the loss. It was about watching a team implode because of leadership failures. The players see through the politics. They know who can play and who can't. They knew Shedeur was ready, and when he didn't get the call, it sent a message. This isn't about winning. This is about pride. What's even more damning is that Stefanski's deception wasn't just about Gabriel. It was about protecting his entire offensive philosophy. His playbook, his system, his hand-picked coaches. If Shedeur stepped in and made the offense work, it would expose that the problem wasn't personnel. It was coaching. It would prove that for years, the Browns' struggles weren't about bad luck or inconsistent quarterbacks, but about the man in charge. And Stefanski couldn't risk that. So he gambled everything on a lie, and it blew up in spectacular fashion. Now the Browns stand at a crossroads. With their bye week here, the team isn't resting, it's regrouping. The word rebuild is already being whispered again, but this time there's a sense of relief among the players. The poison has been cut out. The man who lied to his team, his owner, and his city is gone. And standing quietly in the background, finally free of the politics that held him back, is Shadure Sanders, calm, patient, professional, just like his father taught him to be. He didn't complain. He didn't lash out. He waited. And in the end, the truth did what the Browns never could. It won. Kevin Stefanski's firing isn't just the end of an era. It's a warning to every coach in the league. The NFL doesn't forgive deception, and no amount of coach speak can hide the truth.